And so if your vision is just to stream on a Sunday morning, and it's a wide shot and that's the only vision you have, then it may be a 6300 with a decent, that's a decent sensor that's going to give you a good image if it's just going to be locked off.
Right.
If you're looking to create engaging, dynamic worship productions and mixes that inspire and create and bring an immersive experience, you're going to want to have cameras and hardware that support the specific needs for that ministry.
Now for the final question, probably the most important question, the question that everyone wants to hear the answer to. What is the best camera for churches 2021, live streaming, video production, all around? What should we be looking at?
Wow,
be careful. Be careful. You could make a lot of people angry right now.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's so hard because it's like, what's the best camera? All cameras have different budgets. You know, if it's like budget's not a problem, I'm going to say something like a Red Gemini or a Monstro. I mean, easily my favorite camera is the Red Gemini. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it looks incredible and is ultimately unlimited in features because
it's very versatile.
It's very versatile and you can use it anywhere. But that's not
a lot of Canon people out there will be cringing because
they're gonna say, well, the C300 or the C500, and it's like, okay, you have autofocus, but you don't have other things like character. But
burn.
I know. I mean, but going down from there, I feel like honestly, there's a middle of the road camera lineup that hits the 6,000 to 7,000, or probably 5,000 to 7,000, and that's Ursa Mini Pro, C200, EVA1, the new Sony FX6. Yeah. Yep. There's in some other Sony cameras, and then the new Red Komodo, and there's this like line right there that a lot of cameras hit. And I feel like if you can hit that budget wise, those are fantastic cameras. You're going to get a lot of use out of them. And they're going to look great and perform really well. And you're not going to have a lot of the limitations that cheaper cameras are going to give you. Now, there's always a step down. There's the Pocket 6K price point, which is just so hard to beat.
It is.
It's really $3,000, $3,500, whatever it is.
Because then you can invest more in the lens, right? You can spend more money in the lenses.
And native EF mount, wow, you can have so many lenses that fit that. So many adapters that fit that.
Yep.
6K, RAW. It does so many things. It's hard to not say or recommend, you should get a Pocket 6K.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is an MVP of cameras.
Honestly, it's usually my go-to. For most recommendations,
the Pocket 6K.
Yeah, Pocket 6K handles highlights better. It at least gets you into a camera mounting system or in an ecosystem of lenses that are considered professional.
Yep.
And so I think that's a really smart and wise purchase. You can accomplish things like camera control. Yeah. The new bidirectional HDMI SDI converter does support camera control through it as well. So with an 8 Mini Pro, you can do tally and camera control using that adapter and extending your HDMI link with that adapter to SDI. If that makes any sense.
Yes. No, totally.
So that's a new feature. I think my contribution is pretty much the same as what he's saying. One thing that we're really passionate about is, before you start talking about tech and specs and what's the best for all this stuff, it's getting a clear direction and vision for your ministry and where you're taking it. The right camera is the one that supports the vision that you have. And so if your vision is just to stream on a Sunday morning and it's a wide shot and that's the only vision you have, then it may be a 6300 with a decent, that's a decent sensor that's going to give you a good image if it's just going to be locked off.
Right.
If you're looking to create engaging, dynamic worship productions and mixes that inspire and create and bring an immersive experience, you're going to want to have cameras and hardware that support the specific needs for that ministry.
Totally.
And, for us, that looks like 24p. Not all cameras can do that. which is ironic, but 24p is one of the parts of what makes us look the way that we look. But asking yourself, like, what is the vision that I have for my ministry? And, you know, some churches are all about television and broadcast, and they have a different goal, and they're probably going to want a different platform.
Well, and I can share, you know, this, like, I got on a conference call with a church, and they were looking for some help, and you know, they really wanted help with gear, but what I quickly realized was the vision between the main pastor, the worship pastor, and the tech team were all different.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And, you know, like, your gear is not going to fix any one of those things. Your worship, or your main pastor, who you're there to serve, wants it to look like TBN, and you as the production team wants it to look like Bethel, which is completely opposite spectrum of TBN. Like, not even anywhere close. And so, you know, my recommendation was just like, you guys need to get together and get on the same page. Ultimately, you as the production team, whether you're volunteer or on staff, that you're there to serve the ministry and the vision that, you know, your leadership has put before you. And if we want it to look like TBN, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go after that and make it look as best as we can in that vision with what we have. And
that's good.
Yeah, getting clear vision before we add the tech to it, I think, is really, really smart.
In fact, one of my pet peeves is when leadership says, here's your budget, and there's not been a conversation about vision. You know, I think there should be an open dialogue where we're working together to accomplish those goals, and making strategic purchases along the path to make sure we get there, so we're not buying things twice or repurchasing, or, you know, totally throwing out the old and going with something completely new.
Yeah, absolutely.